Here we are, as John just pointed out to you, atop the glorious roof of Incarnate Word. John gave you all the great details, all the great specs. I'm here just to show you more of the practical stuff as I see it, and come up with this top 10 list here in my hands of 10 reasons why we are happy to have a new roof, new steps, and new drainage. Okay, number 10. No more umbrellas in church anymore. Where I'm standing right now, we have pews down in front of the pulpit, and oftentimes in heavy rainstorms you'd come in and see buckets there collecting lots of water. This was the spot that God forgot, and somehow water made its way down there. Well, no more. This roof is absolutely not going to let that happen to us anymore. So, good news, my friends. You can leave your umbrellas where they're supposed to be, and that's in the coat area, not in the pews. Thanks be to God for that one. All right, number 9. With a great roof like this, it's really easy now to get that great Lutheran suntan thing going. So I brought with me my handy-dandy towel of meditation, where I'm sure that the good Lord will inspire me in some way. Of course, it is bright up here. I'm not used to being able to be up on the roof like this, so I guess I better put my really cool, goofy Lutheran shades on. Fantastic. We can do this on a roof. We never could do this before. And of course, being up on the roof, we get a little closer to God, a little more Wi-Fi perhaps, better reception. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? You can hear me. Number 8. Now we don't have to baptize organs anymore, because you see the roof did have some leaking areas. This is the area where the organ is, right under us. It did leak quite a bit, and we were always having to put plastic wrap over the pipes to protect the organ. Well, no more worried about baptizing organs. We're nice and dry up there, and that's indeed a blessing. Number 7. If you have any romantic memories of Niagara Falls, just come up here and have those romantic memories restored with these lovely handcrafted catch basins. Interesting story behind these catch basins. These were fabricated, designed specifically for our building. These are not mass produced. In fact, through the help of Barrow Architecture, this is actually the 4th design. The first 3 didn't cut it. They weren't acceptable standard-wise. These actually do harken back to the original design of the catch basin, as does this entire roof. This entire setup up here harkens back to 1960, the original building, emphasizing the glorious architecture of that day, recapturing it, recapturing the engineering genius of the drainage, of everything about this building. We have recaptured that with these projects. This is exciting. Number 6, really cool ladders. This ladder is great. It's here permanently. It's been installed, as John has alluded. It's been installed by Barrow Architecture, designed by them. Really cool ladder, solid. You're not going to go anywhere on this ladder. You're not going to fall off this thing. It's pretty nice. I don't recommend using it as a fire pole, however. That might be a little bit painful coming down. But I'll tell you what's really great about this ladder, and that is that now it provides easy access for anybody to be able to get up on that roof and to inspect it, to make sure that the roof is holding up okay, to make sure that everything is good integrity-wise. This ladder provides that access we need. This was a fantastic addition to the project. Number 5, the tidy bowl man finally gets to retire. No more wastewater coming in from East Avenue or any other place and bubbling up through the drain in the kitchen or through a catch valve out in the floor of the auditorium. That problem has now been alleviated, not only by a check valve that's been installed, but by the redoing of the entire drainage system here at the church. Related to that whole water issue, the backflow issue here, follow me down this way. You'll see something rather interesting. This, of course, is our choir robe area, but we also have our youth lounge down here. And you'll notice when you come into the youth lounge, it is a very nice room. We've got some wonderful furniture. The kids have kind of been making it their own place. It's a great, comfy room to just relax in, good furniture. But then you come over to this wall and you see where the water has just been dubious. It's been a real problem. Well, now that's not going to be a problem anymore. Now we can fix that for real. It's going to stay fixed, and the youth are going to have a stellar lounge finally. Number 4. No more playing Russian roulette with our East Avenue steps. No longer do we have to wonder which is going to be the step that lets you down the most. Those steps are all being replaced. As you can see right here, we're finally going to have some safe steps, some very attractive steps. You'll notice as well that the limestone being used on these steps is the same Indiana limestone used on the upper portion of the building. So the two limestones are there to match each other. This is going to be just a seamless, flawless front area of the church when these fellows are all done with it. Speaking of the steps, you'll notice here on the Goodman Street side of the building, we've had to replace the original steps that were here. A number of months ago, we ended up taking the shrubs out of the way here. They were kind of cumbersome, and in so doing, we noticed that there was tremendous degradation of the existing concrete steps there. So we were able to take care of that situation. Now we are absolutely, we can absolutely say we've got the safest steps in town. Number 3, we no longer have to guess who we are. Now we know who we are because we've unearthed the cornerstone of the building. This was laid here in 1961 when the building was constructed. You'll notice here that the symbolism incorporates both of our predecessor churches, Concordia Lutheran and Zion Lutheran Church as well, and of course the established date of 1961. Now we know who we are. Number 2, we no longer have to pray for gravity-defying miracles. No longer do we have to pray that the water coming off our building and off the ground is somehow going to go uphill. Let me illustrate this for you in case you need a little help on this. Follow me. Imagine for a moment, and this is going to be a big stretch for us, I know, but imagine for a moment that our sexton here, John Sherman, is a molecule of water. And he's come down through the downspouts and he's made his way through the piping. Well, back in the olden days, just a few years ago, John would come to about this point, the water molecule would come to this point, and I might want to come out here and pray to the highest heavens that somehow the Spirit of God is going to move this molecule uphill. Can't do it. Can't do it. For some reason, God doesn't want water to go uphill. So we've remedied that. No longer does water have to flow up. Now it flows down. Now we abide by the law of gravity. And the number one reason why we are so glad that we have a new roof, new drainage, and new steps, we no longer have to call the Coast Guard to airlift the staff from the building to their cars in the event of a torrential rainstorm. This place was literally Lake Incarnate Word. You would walk out to your car, and in a torrential rainstorm, it was not unusual to have water coming up to your knees. It was absolutely incredible out here. All the water from the property this way, facing west and south, all that water from the lawn, from the parking lot, comes here to this place, and then ultimately out to East Avenue. Well, imagine now we have adequate drainage to get the water from this drain out to East Avenue. No longer do we have Lake Incarnate Word. Though we would love to have some full immersion baptisms, we don't have to do those outside anymore either. And you know, let me tell you, without Lake Incarnate Word here, we have a happy staff. If you'll look, follow me for just a moment. You'll see up in this window here, we're having a staff meeting. Of course, I'm not there right now, but we're having a staff meeting. And I can tell by the way the heads are moving around in there that they're a very happy staff. Because we all know that a dry staff is a happy staff. And we're a happy staff here at Incarnate Word.